It's tax season. Yay! Are you ready? I know, right? Well, there are some changes that you need to know about that could impact your refund. I want you to meet Linda Reeder. She is from H&R Block with the details about tax reform, and she tells me she is a self-proclaimed tax nerd. I love that about you already.
Thank you.
I'm excited that you're here. First of all,
Thanks.
let's talk about how will tax reform impact people and who will be the most impacted, Linda?
Okay, it's going to vary on circumstances, obviously, but mainly it's going to be families with children. The child tax credit has increased from $1,000 to $2,000 for any child under the age of 17.
Ooh, okay.
Also, for a lot of the taxpayers who in the past may not have been able to get that credit because of their income, are now going to be able to take advantage of that phenomenal credit.
Yes.
And that is per child, so it's not limited to one child, two child. So
but they have to be under 17.
Under 17.
All right, and how is it impacting businesses, small businesses?
Now, businesses are going to see a phenomenal credit that they may qualify, called the Qualified Business Income Deduction Credit. It is a deductible credit, my best advice is for the businesses to get some advice on that and see how that will impact them. But that's going to be a really, really good one this year.
Okay, and what about homeowners?
Now, homeowners may be the ones to be on the bad side of
All right,
the
well,
tax
there's always good and bad news when we start this,
there
right?
is, unfortunately.
Okay. Yeah.
But the main reason that is because they increased the standard deduction this year. So, for example, if you're married filing joint, your standard deduction is increased to $24,000. So you may not have enough itemizing if you're a homeowner to beat that $24,000 floor.
Right.
So it's not a bad thing, but it will be maybe a surprise to some who have been able to itemize in the past who wouldn't be able to this year.
That's double compared to what it was. $12,000. Now it went to $24,000 for families, right?
Yes. Married filing joint.
All right. So this is the obvious question here. What can people do if their refund money is delayed? And we know that with the shutdown, that might be a problem.
Well, that should not actually be a problem for the average taxpayer. Now, there are some differentials with if you have the earned income credit, the additional child tax credit, but the IRS is funding as normal. So please, please, everybody file on time. Due date's April 15.
It still is, always has been, right?
But the IRS is processing, they are funding, but refunds would probably not be funded in your account till about mid-February.
Okay, and it is, so that's usually when they typically are, though, isn't it?
Exactly, within a few days, absolutely.
Okay, so not too much of a delay then. No. So what can people do if they're not happy with how their refund, well, hopefully they're getting one, right? If they're not happy how their end of the year taxes turn out?
Well, one of the biggest things that happened with the tax reform is last year in late February, early March, everyone may have noticed that they brought home a little bit more money on their paycheck. In that respect, they changed the withholding allowances that you have come out of your paycheck. So everyone should have got a raise.
Right, that's what we were all thinking, right?
And then that in respect would have been your refund in advance. So some people who didn't take advantage of the W-4 being changed or corrected, H&R Block actually did a survey, and 47% of those surveyed thought they were going to get a bigger refund when only 19% of those actually changed their W-4.
So you had to have physically gone in and changed your W-4, right?
Yes, because that's not something that was automatic. The employer would have just gone off of what your prior W-4 was. We here at H&R Block are offering W-4 planning. I would highly recommend everyone just make sure that they update that and check if the outcome is not what they hoped.
Excellent. All right. Well, hopefully it will be for a lot of folks this year. Linda, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Really good information. Of course, if you need more information and any tax tips and tools, here's what you can do. You can call 1-800-HR-BLOCK. They also have a website. It's hrblock.com/refundadvance.